Good morning. Welcome to Natasha Makes. It's Friday. Unusual for us to be here on a Friday. Gemma's in the corner. Good morning to you, Gemma.
Good morning.
Hi. Yes. It is, of course, the last Friday of the month, which means it's our PIF day, which is our Pay It Forward Friday. We like to do this once a month where we give you the chance to purchase a heavily subsidised item from us that you can make with someone or with the intention of making someone's day a little bit brighter. Now this month it's a little bit different. We have done pet blankets because I wasn't allowed to call them dog blankets in case I upset people. But this month, whatever it is, we are going to do cat toys.
Yes.
For all of you cat lovers out there. Now, there is a really high proportion of cats. It's about like 90-something% of cats have a real thing about catnip. Now, your PIF might only be dropping through your doorstep today, and that would be because of my naughty cat Mortimer, who has a real thing about catnip. So I bought it, and then he ravaged it. Well, he got hold of one of the packets and absolutely ravaged it all over my carpet, and I had to hide the rest. I hid it so well I forgot it completely. So sorry about that. Blame Morty. I do for most things. True. It's fair. So here we are about to make a cat toy. This is a really super simple make. Now, this sort of reminds me of little kits that you could get when I was younger that you could make as a child. So if you want to make this with a grandchild, maybe they've got a cat or they're making for your cat. Mabel's just come in. She thinks she's a cat.
She really does.
She really thinks, and actually the way she plays with her paws is because she was brought up with the cats though. So out of Mortimer, so I've got Naughty Morty, my cats, and Malcolm, we call him the lesser spotted Malcolm.
The very beautiful lesser spotted Malcolm.
He is very beautiful because he is terrified of everybody apart from me.
Yes.
So he hides from everybody and only comes out at night and comes and finds me at night and rolls around like a lunatic.
Natasha, some may say he is the man in your life.
He is. Beautiful man in my life.
He is.
I do love Mortimer. Very much.
Yes, but he's definitely Freddy's
Malcolm,
cat.
rather.
Yeah. Mortimer, but he's Freddy's cat.
Yeah, he is. Although he's sort of moving next door a bit because he likes their kids. He just likes kids. But also, Morty's a bit of a funny one because if we go out and about around the village, he comes with us. He comes on dog walks with us.
Cat dog he is.
Yeah, he walked, and this is why Mabel's confused.
Mabel doesn't know who she is.
No, she doesn't know if she's a cat or if she's a dog or if she's a dog cat.
But Mortimer is a cat dog.
He is, yes. So he comes down by the river when we go and walk along the river. And sometimes if we go for a picnic by the river, if I take my blanket that we made, the other Pay It Forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last month.
Yeah, last month's one. I took that down by the river to watch the kids while they were playing in the river. And he just came and sat on the mat with me.
Bless him.
And so there was Mabel and the cat and me all sat on the blanket.
With Mortimer basically telling everyone he is a dog.
Yeah.
Then
Very
just to
confusing.
add confusion, Mabel will get home and Malcolm will greet her because they have
a
the
beautiful
world's
love
biggest
affair.
love story.
Yeah.
So no wonder Mabel's confused.
So if Malcolm jumps on the bed in the night, I then get Mabel launching herself on the bed just to be
with Malcolm.
Yeah. They want to be near.
They want to be close. It's a beautiful thing.
Not at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's really not. No. So yes, that's a brief look into scarily my life, and don't let it put you off.
Okay, so Natasha, the way that the Pay It Forward works is we launched this PIF
last month. So you bought it last month so that you would have it
around now.
That's it. Yeah. Next month. So I've got a bit of a quandary about next month, and no, I haven't.
You haven't really.
I haven't really. No. So next month is because for those of you that have bought this, we're going to put your stuffing to good use, and we're going to make a lovely cuddly sheep.
Yes.
The quandary was what order to do the PIFs in, but I've kind of decided that we'll do sheep next because just before we came to air, had a lovely email from one of our gorgeous viewers. It just goes to show you never know what's going on.
No.
Never know what's going on for people. And she said she'd just been diagnosed with liver cancer and it's going to have to go through chemo again. So you know who you are and we're sending you lots of love. Gentle hugs. Of love. Could we look at chemo hats, caps, beautiful fabrics?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know enough about what kind of fabric would be used, because the sort of stuff that I was looking at was really silky and really soft. But I don't know. It's a very
specific thing, a cold cap, isn't it?
It is. So we are going to, well, it wasn't even a cold cap necessarily, but also, you know, the beautiful scarves So we're going to do some research, and if any of you out there, this is why I'm asking, because the hive mind, our viewers' hive mind, if any of you know of any patterns or can just shed any light on what the ultimate would feel like on your skin and be like, then that's what we'd like to know.
Some of you may sadly have personal experience of this.
In which case you are perfect to help us.
Yeah, then, you know, Pay It Forward is always all about us helping each other and helping others and paying it forward. So if you have a pattern you can forward to us, if you have information you can forward to us,
then we've done all sorts of things with regards to that. So yeah, that's why I'm asking. So this month, like I say, we keep these pretty simple, really, and this is incredibly simple.
Yes.
So let's have a look. First thing you're going to do is get your template out, make up a template, do whatever. And then double up your felt. You get lots, actually.
Natasha, if you're going to make lots of these, it would be a really nice idea to have template plastic.
It would be a really nice idea to have template plastic, yes. I reckon that you could make 8.
Nice.
Which means that you could maybe gift a few.
Yeah. Or have cats that are totally off the scale on catnip.
So, yeah. Naughty is a bit like that.
I'll be honest, if I made one of these sans catnip, my little Susie, my tiny dachshund, would love this little toy, and she would carry it everywhere and cuddle it.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
I did buy a few catnip toys just for research purposes, and I'm going to be honest, Mabel liked them as much as, in terms for carrying round.
Yes. You have got the type of dog that likes to carry round.
Yes, she was carrying them around. So the cats, they had to kind of fight her for it, not going to lie. So what we're going to do next is then just trim both layers. Now, we've had people this week say, well, can I make that because I just hand stitch? Well, this is a perfect project for you hand stitchers. And it might give you a chance to have a go at some new stitches. That's the other thing. So if you want to transfer from your pattern, and you can do this both sides, I'll just do it one. Your marks for the, are they fins or whatever? Not quite
Scales,
sure.
Maybe?
Scales. And then pop a little knot in your thread. Now I've used 3 strands out of my 6. We've sent you stranded thread, which means that you can have it as thick or as thin as you like. Because whilst I'm not necessarily going to sew with all 6 strands, what might be nice is if you wanted to hang it up, because what you can see behind me is one I made earlier, hanging here for someone to come along and play with. So if you want to sort of scoot them around the floor, then you can add a bit of ribbon. We'll get to that in a minute. So, coming up here, now I've suggested either a running stitch or a back stitch. So running stitch is pretty easy, just in and out and in and out as you go. Try and make them sort of as even as you like. It's not like sash code though, where you have to be super even. And try and keep your needle threaded, Gemma. That's going to really help too. Gemma's gone all quiet on me in the corner.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a tech issue, but it's okay because SJ isn't, so that's always helpful.
Does this mean we need to stop and restart?
No, we're all good. Okay. You can see we're recording. I've just got a lovely crashy screen on that particular web page. Yeah.
So,
all right. Just means when we have to press the stop button, we'll get that nice rouge to it.
Oh. Yeah. Now, that is my running stitch. If I want to do a back stitch, then I am going to go backwards first.
Beautiful.
And then forwards. and then I'm going to come in just by where I left off and go forwards. Can you see that in enough detail, or do I need to try and wangle this on a closety uppity?
You could go to close up, couldn't you? Tash, I know sometimes when we work with wool, we have people ask us what type of, with felt, what type of felt we have, whether it's a wool felt, whether it's, what type of felt it is. This is actually called a wool felt. It's 35% wool and 65% rayon.
There you go.
In lovely sunburst orange.
Wow, I wanted goldfish.
Yes.
I'm sure that my cats would have loved goldfish as well. So, and again, I'm doing this fast, but this is the sort of project that you could do, like I say, with grandchildren as you come around. I might do this. I've got to do a school craft fair. Oh crikey, is that this Saturday?
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, oh lovely.
Oh gosh.
That's one of those inverted commas lovelies, isn't it? Lovely.
It's because, you know what's happened? July has sprung up on me. And I wasn't quite ready. So, you might have lots of other fancy schmancy different...
Yeah, felts and threads and...
Stitches, is the word.
Oh, stitches.
Oh,
yeah.
this keeps coming undone today.
Yeah, it'd be nice actually if we can see little different...
Well, it's not too big of a project, and if you are just getting started, then it's pretty easy.
If you do some
and that was the thing.
schmancy embroidery threads though, we need you to post those on our website or on social so we can be nosy.
Yeah.
Because we are fundamentally quite nosy.
We are, and we're okay with that. Yep. There we go. So that's my last thread going through there. And then if you just want to tie it off or whatever, you can do that. And then I'll do one more little running stitch. And then I'm going to talk to you about actually how to get these threads off, because it's all very well and good saying, take 3 strands. Bye-bye. But the reality is, there is a knack. And I'll show you that in just a moment. Couple of knots there, and I will just running stitch down here. Gemma, I didn't do an eye on the goldfish.
No.
You can.
Could do a little cross.
Well, that's the thing, right? I get a bit freaked out at the fishmongers when the fish have eyes. So I didn't put the eye in because I didn't know if you lot would too. Oh, you could do a cross, that's a bit freaky.
I know, but once it's been thrown around by your cat, it would definitely be a little cross, wouldn't it?
Oh.
Anyway, the option's there, and again, we'd love to see what you make. If you do want to share your makes with us, actually.
Yeah, where do we put them, Gemma?
Well, you have
Tell
options.
everybody.
Obviously, you want to pop them on your own social and tag Natasha Makes. That's always nice for us to see.
Always.
Especially if you say, got this project from Natasha Makes and it was marvellous.
Marvellous.
Because it just brings more people to us, which is also very nice too. Because we like to grow our little family, we do. We like to grow it.
Well, we do, because we're only here because of you. If you guys weren't here, we couldn't be here either. It's as simple as that.
Correct. But if you want to share them with the big wide world, perhaps you're quite proud of what you've made and you want to say, look how clever I am, and inspire others, then on our website we have got a Community Makes page that are very, very clever just made for us.
Beautiful.
If you go to our website, natashamakes.com, and go to Community Makes, then you can upload your images there. They won't show straight away, simply because there are naughty people.
There are naughty people that would upload all sorts of shenanigans.
They do upload all sorts of shenanigans, but fortunately our lovely SJ has to approve or go no and block and delete before things can go live. So that would be where you put your images, so long as you are happy for the whole wide world to see them once we've approved them.
Yes. It's lovely. The other day we had Farmer Ali sent us the view out of her home.
Oh, how nice.
I know, it was
and
very
that's
nice.
the other thing, if you just want to show us something and you think, well, the whole world isn't going to want to see that, or I don't want the whole world to see that, you can email us. natashamakes.com is our website, but our email is info@natashamakes.com. And Jane will pick that up. She will.
I'm too busy listening to you and not actually focusing on what I'm doing.
Oh,
so
that's all good, isn't it?
Yeah, same old. I'm just going to start off with my blanket stitch. Now, basically, once you've decorated your fish, and this is what I mean, it is super, super simple. There are various ways that you can then sew the two together. Now, if you're going to do this all as a hand stitch project, then what is really rather nice is if you can then do blanket stitch.
Yes.
Which is great.
Blanket stitch, one of those things, Tash, though, that if someone hasn't done it for a while, they suddenly go, hang on, how do I do that then?
Okay, well, let's take a little look then,
Oh,
shall
good-o.
we? And a looksy at that. So, you are going to come in. Do you know what? When I first did a blanket stitch, I used to put markers on my nail to keep them even. But this is a cat toy, really doesn't matter, okay?
No, they really don't mind.
So through this loop here, you just pull. So you go from, well, you can go back, forwards, back, doesn't matter. And then just loop through before you pull it tight. And that gives you that rim along there, a bit like the seam down a French stocking.
Lovely.
And along here. Now, you will have some machines, Gemma, that can do a faux blanket stitch.
They can.
In which case, why hand stitching?
Yeah. If you're not a hand stitch fan, nothing wrong with
Don't
using
hand
the machine.
stitch it.
Nope.
But also, if you don't, like I was thinking the other day, well, hang on a minute, that's all very well, and I just missed that chatting. But if you don't want to do that, or you've got a machine that only does a straight stitch, like my lovely machine here, then you can just sew a seam. Now I would do it from the right side. I wouldn't even bother turning it through or anything like that. So I'm just going to speed up a little bit here, which is generally when stuff goes wrong.
That's all right.
I'm going to actually put it
Okay.
where I can see it as well for me, whilst we chat, Gemma. So I tend to leave the end of the tail for the bit that you're going to stuff through. But you could leave it under the belly, wherever you like. It's up to you. But I just, yeah, I'm sure I probably do this in a really cat-candid way, but it's just my way, really. And I've done, do you know the other thing that we should probably tag in the show today, Gemma?
Oh, go on.
If you're getting your felt blanket stitch on, then of course all of the House of Zander patterns that we have
Oh, do you know,
are beautiful.
Zandra's patterns are fabulous and such a nice... If
She's
you want to
very
make toys
clever.
and you're really not sure, she's just got this way of designing toys that have such personality. And
Well, she's written
character,
books now about them as well,
Yeah.
which is really lovely. So,
They are a cut above, I believe.
oh, they're just fab. They are just fab. And they're such a lovely couple as well. So again, you know, we like to support those that we know and like, and it's that little team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, now, let's talk about threads. Here we go. So at some point you will run out of thread and you will need to get some more. Okay. So you're just going to pull your thread like so. That's 6 strands. We've sent you a 6-stranded cotton.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do, you can see it's 6 strands at the side. If you sort of pull it apart, 6 sides there. So one by one, just pull them out. If you try and do more than one, it will not. Ask me how I know. But if you just take your 3, then you're good. And then you've got 3 left there to use in a minute. So you can put that to one side. And then just put your threads, your 3 strands together. Now, I mean, you could always do it that you just use 2 strands and then double up and use a 4-stranded thing instead. That's another way of doing it. These are all just suggestions, aren't they? We give you the template, we give you the felt, we give you the catnip, we give you the stuffing, we give you everything. And like you say, you know, they are a big bag o, because Because you think you'd pay a few quid, wouldn't you, for a toy?
Yeah.
But here you've got the ability, because they don't take much catnip. This catnip is super strong.
One of our viewers was saying the other day, you can grow your own catnip and it's much stronger than what you
Yeah.
buy. Can
Yeah,
you
you can.
imagine if you had this
Lapita.
growing?
I used to.
A little
And my
balcony, if
cats
you had it
just
growing.
used to just lounge around in the garden.
Mortimer would be on that balcony constantly. You
I
wouldn't
know.
see him.
I know.
Be lay out there, spaced out. Just lay there, requesting a pizza.
Yeah.
You know.
I think.
Sorry, can't bother to move, Mum.
No.
Just bring my tea out here, cheers.
Yeah.
I have a better life out here now.
He goes on the balcony to go up on the roof, and now he's started getting in
Yes.
next door.
Parkour cat.
He is parkour cat, yeah. So he just climbs in their windows, and it's really hard for us because I said, please don't feed him. In fact, I had to take them around a massive, great big thing. He's got on now with their cat next door. Mufa, his name is.
Is what?
Mufa, the cat.
Mufa? Oh, okay.
It's Ukrainian for something.
Oh, I didn't know that it was like short for Mufasa or something. 'Cause
Well,
obviously, you know, like the
no,
Lion King.
and I probably haven't said it quite right,
Oh.
but right. If you want to insert a ribbon or something like that,
A jiggly thing.
a jiggly thing. Now I'm just going to use the thread, and I'm going to use it, all 6 strands. And I am going to just pop a couple of knots in the end. Because this will be my little gift to my little pussycats for having been away. And then just before you go too much further around the nose.
So glad you've got another one in the background, Tash. And they can have one each.
I know, right, it's like children. What you do for one, got to do for the other, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end here, you can either tie that off or make it into a little handle for little hands to hold. There we go. Then re-thread that needle and carry on around. Now, a note for stuffing. You could, I was thinking about this, I said, do you want to just get like a mixing bowl and mix up your stuffing with your catnip so that it's spread evenly throughout? And you could do that. But equally, if you wanted to just have a concentrated amount in the tail, that's what I did. Because if you've got the nose that's being pulled around, then the tail is then going to have the scent.
Out, do you?
No.
I'm hoping you can get some video footage of Mortimer with his. Mortimer particularly, because he is ridiculous for catnip.
It's really ridiculous. I just, because this arrived really well packaged, so I didn't even think about it, and I left it on the side. Well, it came in lots of packages. I found it very hard to bulk buy this stuff. And he was sort of just rolling around looking a bit guilty.
Oh, God love him, he's so funny.
This
He's
is the
an
cat
absolute
that...
case, isn't he?
He really is. He's the one that... Mabel has a crate in the house. And it's her bed now. Like, I very rarely shut her in it. Only if there's someone that comes over that's scared of dogs or something, I might just pop her in. Or if she's absolutely soaked or something, then I'll put a towel.
She does love her crate, though.
She really does. And I think that's the thing, it's never been used as a punishment. It's always been her safe space.
Yeah.
So she goes in there voluntarily.
Yeah.
And I say she goes in there voluntarily, apart from when Mortimer is around. Because you know what Mortimer does?
Oh. Does he box her across the chops?
He chases her down the hallway, backs her into the crate, and then sits on the outside of the crate,
Little horror.
not letting her out.
Wow.
Until he says so.
He's like gangster cat.
Yeah, and then some mornings I come down and he's the one that's in the crate, just like, meh, it's mine now.
Yeah.
Because it always has really lovely bedding in. And he really does not give a
Stuff.
what have you. No, he does not. So like I say, I wanted a make that was going to be easy for you to do with grandchildren or whoever. When I'm starting again, I'm just going to go through that hole and then just loop it through that last little bit. Otherwise you get it so that it sort of goes across to one side on that first stitch. But if you just loop it through where you've previously stitched, then you're all good. My stitching is not neat because I'm doing it in a rush for you to try and get round. But like I say, you know, I could have just done 1/4 of an inch all the way around from the top, and then at the tail stuffed everything in and then just sewn it up. That is also an option.
Let's be honest, Natasha, though, your cats are not going to be checking the stitching.
It's if you are, like I would use this as like a nice precursor if I was about to try House of Zandra and I hadn't done my blanket stitch in a little while,
Yeah.
just to get your eye back in.
Yes.
Or even just to learn. So the very first time that I did blanket stitch was for the storytelling mouse that I did for Freddie.
Yes.
And we've still got it. It's been well loved, very well loved. And I look at that blanket stitch all over the place. And had I had just a little project that I could have sat down and done with Emily and Freddie, because they'd love to make these as well.
Mm.
There we go, right. So then you're going to need something to stuff this in. If you want to put the stuffing all the way through, then that's great. If you've got a wooden stick somewhere, which I've left somewhere else, or even just your purple fang.
Bang.
Yeah, fang. And they don't take a lot of stuffing, these.
No.
They really don't. So just little bits at a time, and so what I tend to do is get it into the tail, because obviously then it sort of narrows. So stuff it in as far as you can, and then with your purple thing. And little bits at a time is the key here. Now if you want to, midway through, get a bit of your catnip. And just sprinkle a little bit in. Oh gosh, this stuff really smells. It's so strong. You only need a tiny, tiny, tiny bit.
I don't think I've ever gone near it before.
I
wouldn't know what it smells like.
Oh really?
No.
Can you not smell it from here?
Or maybe. I'm a fair distance from you though, over in this here corner.
Or like I say, you can just put a concentrated amount in the end of the fin. Cats have such a good sense of smell anyway. They are going to sniff these little things out. And they don't, like I say, don't overstuff them. You don't have to put much in. And then all you're going to do is then just carry on with your blanket stitching around the edge. And as I got to the sort of there, I stuffed the last little bit of stuffing in and my last little bit of catnip in.
Perfect.
Done. Done, done, done. And so then you've got your handly bit there. You can decorate them both sides. you can then just finish off your little bit of stitching there, and you are good to go. If you wanted to put an eye, then you could put that in maybe now and do it going through one side to the next.
You could.
That is entirely up to you. Now, other things to bear in mind, it is Friday, which means that we have Friday deals. Now, we have got an incredible deal on a 6 fat quarter bundle.
We have.
Now, bear in mind.
Bonkers it is.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
There are a maximum of 2 plains in there, so the rest are all designer fabrics in there, okay? But the plains are limited to 2. We have done so many little makes, like the chubby bottom pouch. All these things, all the little pouches and things that we've made of late. 4 from 2. The little one with the that we did with the, oh goodness, what's it called?
Got your 3 fat quarter infinity scarf as well.
Those.
Oh yeah, there it is.
But they're a mixture. There's all sorts in there, and not even of fabrics that we've had recently. Yep. There's some William Morris and things and Liberties in there that we haven't seen for a goodly while. It's just when we've had like a random fat quarter left over from a kit or something.
And we've had a little quiet stash of our own.
Yeah.
Tucked away.
And Jane suddenly said to me the other day, did you realise that we have all of these here,
Did you
Natasha?
realise that we're hoarding this much?
And I was like, oh, right, we'd better do something with that. So that's where those have come from. But they are, if you've loved our fabrics over the years, or if you just want to do some little charity makes and you want to make them out of great quality fabrics, but quite frankly don't want the price tag, then do it. Now, next week's piff is a lovely fluffy sheep toy. Now, I say toy, and then people want to give them to like little children. It's more of a sort of sit on the mantelpiece type toy, but cheers up someone's day. There we go, that's the last of that in there. Type toy. Which we like, Gemma.
Yes.
I really have not judged this thread well. Other Friday deals, obviously the zips. You guys always go crazy for the zips. They always sell out. We keep putting them in and you keep buying them, and it's like, well, we've run out of that colourway, and what other colourway do we have left now? So, yeah, if you love your zips, have a little look at that. Can't remember what else we put in the Friday deals. Oh, there might be some kits. They're always a great way to get a pattern. So, grab yourself some bargains. I will tie that in properly in a minute, but that is your fishy fish officially made. Yeah. Look, delayed action from there, Gemma. Delayed.
I know.
That's fine.
Just checking that their SJ's ready to press the button in a minute because mine is not working.
Oh
Everything
no!
else is working, but I just can't.
But
get
not the stop
onto
button.
Tech that presses the stop button.
Oh no!
Ugh.
So this
I
it's a
know.
good
Sorry,
job
Tash.
SJ's
You didn't
here.
get a sufficient yay, did you?
I didn't get a sufficient yay.
No.
No,
No.
it's fine.
Sorry, hang on. Yay!
Yay! There we go. There is my stuffed fish. It's about the level of my cooking that. We've given you obviously way more than you need of everything. If you want to make them really catnippy, then obviously you can buy some extra from your cat store. But I think you have got enough in there. Like I say, a little goes a very, very, very long way. So,
Yay.
yes.
It's a great kit.
There you go.
It's a great kit. So
It's something for those cat lovers out there.
We've got the new one on pre-order.
Yep.
Ready for this time next
Yep.
month when you'll demo it.
Mm-hmm. There you
And
go.
this one's still available, and previous makes as well. If we've got some availability, because
Then
the new one we're launching, what you've just demoed is 22. The new one's number 23. And for the majority of the other 21 projects, we have tried where possible to put
to
some
keep
stock
them
in.
relevant, yeah.
So if you've missed any and you want to look back, the shows are always there to view back, and
They
the
are.
kits are
They are. It's all right.
broadly, a lot of them available.
All right.
So enjoy.
Have a lovely weekend.
Yes.
Thank
take
you,
care.
Gemma. Thank you, SJ, for hopefully sorting the tech for us.
I'm waving at her.
Jane,
waving.
we'll see you on Monday. I'm in Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.